In one of the most shameful episodes in Olympic history, Italy's Angela Carini was forced after 46 seconds to abandon a fight against an Algerian male boxer who had failed 2 sex tests. So he was a full male. Well, he will always be a male. Okay? Claiming that she had been hit so hard by Imam Khalif that she feared for her life. A male was given full license to abuse and batter a female boxer in a boxing ring. I am so glad that Mike Tyson has now challenged Imam Khalif to the ring, and Mike Tyson will donate all the proceeds of that fight. And guess what? Imam Khalif doesn't want to, because of course he feels that Mike Tyson has an advantage over him. I almost said over her, but it's almost over him. Just like he had over this woman. Angela Carini had trained her whole life, and she still went on that ring knowing full well that her life was in danger. And all the people at the Olympic Games, everybody knew they didn't guarantee her safety. The first punch could have killed this woman, and they allowed this travesty to go on. At what point? Who must die? What female must die for this abuse towards women to stop? Because this is in a worldwide hate campaign against women that certain men and certain elite people have started. Why? Angela Carini retreated to her corner just 40 seconds into the fight because she couldn't breathe. Khalif had punched her so hard that he even dislodged the face mask, the face protection, the head protection, the headgear from her face. That's how hard this abusive male, who is a coward and can't fight other men on their own. This must be a man who hates women, and whoever is in the Olympic Committee clearly hates women too. Because this is unbelievable. And there's not, why? Why is there a male fighting a woman? Why? Why are women being systematically abused and shamed and put in danger by men? I still don't understand it. Please explain this to me, because I don't understand it. When I used to train with my dad, because my dad was a bodybuilder and he used to weightlift a lot. And I remember feeling pretty proud of myself because I could do squats after like about a month and a half. I could do squats with about 160 pounds. You know, like I did, I was feeling pretty proud. And then Jeff, a friend of my dad, an Aussie guy who hadn't done weights, came. And he couldn't quite lift 160 pounds on the spot, but he managed to squat 110, 120. It took him less than a week to be doing 200 pounds with squats with 200 pounds. This man, and let me be clear, these men are taking advantage of the woke environment. These are men who are so abusive and they hate women so much that they identify themselves as women so they can punch and hurt other women. And these are all my fucking thoughts and opinions. And yes, I am swearing, because how can we not be swearing? How can this be allowed? How can this be allowed? So good on Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson has said, you know what, buddy? You want to fight? You want to fight somebody at your level? Come fight me. Come fight me. But of course, this Khalif guy is not going to take Mike Tyson's fight, because he knows that within 46 seconds, if not less, he will suffer the same fate that he did to Carini. This Italian lady who'd been training her entire life. Okay? There was widespread immediate condemnation of the International Olympic Committee for how it had placed Karini in a position of extreme danger by pitting her against Imani Khalif, a biological male. He's a male. He's a man. There's no such thing as a biological male. You're man or female, man or woman, period. To the point where she said that she couldn't breathe anymore. She could be heard telling her corner during the fight, "Non è giusto." It's not fair. Khalif was allowed to compete at these Paris Games despite being thrown out last year's World Championships in Delhi for failing a testosterone test. I don't understand what's going on here. Can somebody please explain this to me? Because I have another video about the Last Supper. But this is absolute hatred towards women by the male population. We fought so hard to have certain rights, to have certain spaces, to be able to participate in sports. It took forever for women to be able to participate in sports. That's how hard it was. We couldn't vote. I mean, at some point we couldn't drive. We couldn't participate in sports. We couldn't go to universities for certain careers. And now we've managed to do that. And now we're being sent back. No. If you want to be a boxing, beware that you might be facing or boxing another man in the boxing ring. And let me be absolutely clear. Khalif had a license to punch as hard as he could inside the ring. He had license to batter and punch a woman under the rules of sport. So if somebody can explain this to me, please do. Okay? Karini was distraught in the aftermath, disclosing that she had feared for her life. Having crumpled to the canvas, she said, with tears streaming down her face, "I am heartbroken. I was told a lot of times that I was a warrior, but I preferred to stop for my health. I have never felt a punch like this. After the second blow to the nose, I couldn't breathe anymore. I went to my coach and said, enough. It could have been the match of a lifetime, but I had to preserve my life as well in that moment." A United Nations expert unequivocally condemned the Olympic rules that enabled the bout to take place. Reem Al-Salem, the UN Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women and Girls, said Angela Carini rightly followed her instincts and prioritized her physical safety, but she and other female athletes should not have been exposed to this physical and psychological violence based on their sex. Beware that Khalif still has his dick and his balls. And is a man. Even if he cuts it off, he's still a man. I may put a unicorn thing here. It doesn't make me a unicorn. It just makes me an idiot with a unicorn thing. Now, her coach said that the decision to quit was not premeditated. He said it would have been easier not to show up because all of Italy had been asking her not to fight for days, and rightly so. Rightly so. They're trying to stop women from competing in sports. They're trying to stop women from being women. They're trying to stop women from being mothers. How can this be happening? And let me tell you something. Carini was still feeling bad because she was feeling guilty. She said, I hope my nation won't take it badly, because she feels she failed them. The people who failed him is the Olympic Committee, all those men and women who hate women. What the hell is going on in this world, and why aren't more people talking about it? I'll tell you, YouTube censors all these kinds of things. And listen what Khalif said. I am here for the gold. I'll fight anyone. Great. Great, you asshole. You're going to fight Mike Tyson. Why don't you fight Mike Tyson? Why don't you fight Mike Tyson? He is refusing to fight Mike Tyson. Author J.K. Rowling, a consistent advocate for women's sports to be reserved exclusively for those born female, told IOC, International Olympic Committee, I believe it's called. A young female boxer has just had everything she has worked and trained for snatched away because you allowed a male to get in the ring for her. You are a disgrace. Your safeguarding is a joke, and Paris 2024 will be forever tarnished by the brutal injustice done to Cardini. Now, Labour MP and women's rights campaigner Rosie Duffield called for the contest between Khalif and Hamori to be scrapped because Khalif is fighting another woman. This man is allowed. I'll fight anyone. You'll fight any female. You're not going to fight any male. This is why you're identifying as a female with your dick and balls. And people are allowing this travesty, this abuse towards women to continue. Even in the face of such fury, the Olympic Committee reiterated that Khalif would be kept in the Olympics. They do not want women to compete at the Olympic Games. This is what they're doing. They're scaring women away from sports. What women have fought so hard. Pretty soon they're going to be scaring off us from voting, from studying. What else? From being women, from breastfeeding. And this is the excuse they give. Eligibility rules should not be changed during ongoing competition. Any rule change must follow appropriate processes and should be based on scientific evidence. It is absolutely appalling what we're watching right now, guys. The people who allowed this to happen should be thrown in jail. That's where they belong, because they allowed this male to beat a woman. And then this male, when he knew that he had beaten her, he tried to console her by touching her shoulder. And the woman, you can see she wants nothing to do with him. With him. She wants nothing to do with him. So Mike Tyson, I hope you beat the shit out of this asshole. Because he says he'll fight anyone, but he doesn't finish the sentence. He'll fight any female. He will punch any female. That is not a fight. That is punching a female. You're not fighting, Khalif. You're punching a female. Fight implies some sort of fairness, some sort of equality, some sort of that you're on an even keel with the person that you're fighting against. You are punching, battering a woman. Period.